The Shining, a haunting tale of isolation and madness. Stephen King's The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick, is one of the most iconic horror films ever made. Released in 1980, the film is a masterful adaptation of King's novel and features Jack Nicholson in one of his most memorable performances as Jack Torrance, a struggling writer who takes a job as the winter caretaker at the Overlook Hotel in the Colorado Rockies. Accompanied by his wife Wendy, Shelley Duvall, and son Danny, Danny Lloyd, Jack hopes that the isolation of the hotel will allow him to finally finish his novel. However, as the weeks pass and the snow begins to fall, the family begins to experience strange and terrifying occurrences within the hotel's walls. The film's setting is one of its most significant elements. The Overlook Hotel is a character in and of itself, with its labyrinthine hallways and maze-like hedge maze contributing to a sense of foreboding and isolation. Kubrick's masterful direction makes the hotel feel like a living, breathing entity, with every creaking floorboard and flickering light contributing to an overwhelming sense of dread. As the film progresses, it becomes clear that the hotel is not simply haunted, but is actively influencing Jack's descent into madness. Nicholson's performance as Jack is a masterclass in subtle, slow-burning intensity as he moves from frustrated and restless to violent and unhinged. Duvall's portrayal of Wendy is often criticized for being too weak, but her character's vulnerability and fear are critical to the film's overall tone. Perhaps the most iconic aspect of The Shining is its use of imagery and symbolism. The iconic image of the elevator doors opening to reveal a tidal wave of blood is one of the film's most memorable moments, and serves as a visceral representation of the repressed violence that is bubbling up within Jack. The repeated appearance of the number 237, changed from 217 in the novel, is another powerful symbol, representing a sense of otherworldly danger and corruption. The film's climax, in which Jack finally descends into full-blown madness and attempts to kill his family, is one of the most harrowing scenes in horror film history. As Wendy and Danny flee through the hotel's icy maze, pursued by Jack, the film reaches its terrifying conclusion. The Shining is not only a masterpiece of horror filmmaking, but a meditation on the nature of isolation and madness. The isolation of the hotel, combined with the relentless snowstorm that traps the family within its walls, creates a sense of claustrophobia and entrapment that is central to the film's themes. The film explores the idea that the line between sanity and insanity is a thin one, and that isolation can drive even the most stable of individuals to the brink of madness. In conclusion, The Shining is a film that continues to captivate and terrify audiences over 40 years after its release. Kubrick's masterful direction, combined with Nicholson's unforgettable performance and the film's haunting imagery, make it one of the greatest horror films ever made. Its exploration of isolation and madness remains as relevant today as it did in 1980, and its influence can be seen in countless horror films that have followed in its wake.